Collector coins, stuff we love, right? But the rarest version of regular uncirculated collector coins are from a set known as an uncirculated or a U.S. mint set. They were introduced for the first time in 1947, and boy, do we have a collection for you here tonight. These are what they call the Silver Kennedy sets. Yes, they have a very, very short number. There are 7 of them that were made with silver Kennedys in it. The upper left is the obvious one. It's a sleeve of P's and D's. As you can see the one, but there's a sleeve behind it as well. That is the 64 90%ers. That one has the dime, the quarter, and the half dollar in 90% silver. So 90% silver Kennedy and Kennedy. Then the U.S. Mint transitioned to no proof sets, no mint sets, but they called it a special mint set. Proof dies struck once. And that is it right there. They look like proofs, but they're not. It was the only set made. But they put the first year, 65, in an envelope, and then they put the blue sleeve together for 66 and 67. They're called SMSs. When you see guidebooks, etc., you're going to see uncirculated 65, and then you're going to see 65 SMS, 66 SMS, 67 SMS. Those SMSs are these coins. Again, struck on a proof die, but struck only once. And then we go into 68, 69, 70, which is the modern era. They were put into white envelopes, and inside of those white envelopes are sleeves, 2 sleeves, but they only made 1 Kennedy each of those years. They were Denvers in 68 and 69. And then the bottom shelf kind of shows you what those two are all about, but it talks about the key coin in the entire Kennedy series. And that is the 70D. The U.S. Mint's last silver Kennedy made for circulation was actually made for circulation, but not put in the circulation. They put it only in the uncirculated set you're seeing right here. That is it right there, the 70D, Denver Mint Medallion, the red for Denver, teal for Philadelphia. It's the regular issue set. So if you see a set put together of Kennedys and they got a 70D, they broke one of those. So how many of those in the original format do you believe are still out there? That's the key. All of these are original, official government packaging. 64 P&D, 2 sleeves. 65, 66, 67 SMSs. 68, 69 double sleeves, but only 1 Kennedy was a Denver, and then the 70D being the key. Are you ready to talk about value? Because this one is crazy, which is why I love them. Just the Kennedys taken out of these sets. The 64 P&D, $49.95 each. It's $100 for the 2 Kennedys from 64. 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. Those beautiful coins, right? The 65, 6, and 7, because their SMSs are $35 a piece. Again, you can tell the difference between regular uncs and SMSs. You can tell it here as well. Like a little polish to it, yet they don't come that way. They come that way in this set. So 35 times 3 is another $105. Now we're up to 205. Then you have the 68 and 69s. They're at $26.95, another 50. And then there's the Holy Grail in the Kennedy series. They've been making the Kennedy for over a half a century, right? They're still making it today. The 2023s were released a couple of weeks ago for collectors. And guess what? That 70D is a $60 and change coin. If you add up all the Kennedys, just the Kennedys broken out of these sets, it's almost $300. We're half the price. Oh, and by the way, that 64 set has a silver dime from Philadelphia and Denver, and a silver quarter from Philadelphia and Denver. That's another $50 from our competitors as well. It's loaded with value, value, value. Mint sets, uncirculated sets are the oldest form of the government's collector coins for the U.S. collecting public. They used to make proof coins, individual coins, as what they call presentation or designation pieces, but they were not made for the public. They made proof sets available to the public in 1950 for the first time, and it's the #1 seller they have today. But they made the uncirculated coins for collectors starting in 1947. a few years earlier, and it's still made today. They only stopped them for 5 years. 3 of those years are here. The 65, 66, and 67s, when they went from Philadelphia doing everything, and then they transitioned to San Francisco making proofs. Philadelphia goes back to making uncirculateds. We have the special mint sets we see here in the sets. And then in 82 and 83, they did not make any uncirculated sets for collectors, period. But it's the longest running collector coin set ever made by the US Mint. And these are the 7 sets tied to silver Kennedys. Yes, thanks, Hunter, again. The top shelf upper right is an envelope. The 65 SMS was made in an envelope with a poly pack. Then in 66 and 67, you're seeing these blue sleeves, almost like a Capital Plastics holder, but it was a government issue holder. This is how they looked. So if you don't see them like this, they're not original. These are the original packages. And then the white envelopes of the 68, 69, and again, the key is that 70. Love uncirculated sets because the break value is so intense. You get the cents, you get the nickels, you get the dimes, you get the quarters, all in uncirculated, all of them released, P's and D's. But in this particular grouping, these 7 sets, the Kennedy is the king. And that 70 right there, the 70D, is the holy grail in the entire series of uncirculated Kennedys. Even to this day, 2023s. Again, last year, 2022, they make 1.5 million. They tell us they're only going to make 22,000 rolls, 11,000 bags, which adds up to 1.54 million P's and D's separately. Over 3 million coins in all, without uncirculated sets or proof sets. And it's sold out in a matter of minutes, and they sell for $5 or $6 a coin if you can find them. These aren't those coins. These are the old silver ones. The Kennedy's been out there for over a half a century. And it all started with these 7 sets. And these 7 sets have the good stuff, the silver stuff. And some of the greatest storylines of all time. Because this early issue Kennedys are the best of all storylines. Again, first year of issue, 1964. We have 90% silver, right? And then we pull it for quarters and dimes. We continue in 1965, 66, and 67, but only 1 coin per year because hoarders are saving the silver Kennedys. Of course we are. Come on. Seriously. Come on. And then in 68 and 69, they continue the trend, but now they're back to official uncirculated sets, but now they're Denver only, and then 70 Denver only as well. Guys, we got to put a 1-minute clock up. This collection is one of my faves. And it's just because the value inside is so intense. The dimes and quarters from 64, $50. All the Kennedys, $300. Right, my competition sells the sets for a little over $350. Look at where our number is. We're less than half. In today's competitive marketplace, we're still that far under everybody else. But that is it right there. So if you see a collection of Kennedys, that means somebody broke one of those sets to put that coin in that album you saw. This is where the original format came from. It's the Kennedys. It's the uncirculated sets with Kennedys in them. And there are only 7 of them. And you're seeing them on your screen right now. 64, 65, 66, and 67, SMS, 68, 69, 70s in the white envelope. Beautiful stuff. Again, save a ton, but you got to join us. Phones are busy. Let's be patient. But it is time to be moving on.